When we got to Kentucky Bourbon Festival this morning, this was not here, and the distillery it represents had a different name. Let's go find out the story of why it all changed. So now we're at another booth, the Larrikin booth, but earlier this morning, it was Lawrenceburg Distillery, or Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company, right?
Right.
We're with Katie, the owner. Katie, first off, why the name change? Exciting times, but tell us the depth behind that.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for being here.
Of
You
course.
guys are amazing. So we started as the Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company because we landed in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky.
Okay.
And what we realized as we went through, we were really bourbon novices, just following our love for bourbon, but maybe not doing all of the homework we should have done.
You gotta start somewhere.
Right, you gotta start somewhere. So there was kind of a big bourbon company in Lawrenceburg, Indiana.
Yes.
Called MGP. And when people would see Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company, they made that association. And we had the opportunity to find these beautiful bottles. We're the first ones to get this bottle shape.
Oh, awesome.
And we were going to have to change our labels anyway.
Right.
So we sat down, we had a cocktail. Actually, he had a Manhattan, I had a
That's your
Boulevardier.
husband?
That's my husband, Greg. He's the visionary and co-owner, founder. And he said, all right, if we're going to do it, we've got to do it now. So who are we?
Yeah.
We're in Lawrenceburg, that's where we are, but who we are Larrikins. Larrikin is an Australian word. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay, so a larrikin,
A kangaroo is a fighting kangaroo?
we've got the boxing kangaroo, but a larrikin it's an Australian word. It goes back to the 1800s.
Really?
It was when the young colony of Australia was kind of trying to shrug off the British rule,
yeah.
right? And so larrikins are people that don't rely on convention or ceremony. The closest equivalence would be a maverick.
Okay,
They kind of
yeah.
go their own. So we figured, you know what, that's exactly who we are. My
Love
husband,
that.
when he started the Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company, he is a veteran of the Australian Navy and the US Navy.
You said the first one to...
The first one, you're exactly right,
Yeah.
to be directly commissioned as an officer from a foreign military into the United States
That's
Navy.
awesome.
He loves serving his new country. And so he said, you know what, this is who we are. We're bold. No one's ever done this before. It's probably not a very good idea, but we're going to go for it because that's how you build the American dream.
For
It's
sure.
alive and well in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky by Larrikin.
So you just released the Bottle and Bond in exclusive today, right?
That's exactly right. It's
So
come
what's
out
it
today.
like? Can I get a pour?
I'd love to pour you some. So this is our bottled and bond. It's come out today. As all bottled and bond, it's 100 proof. This is 8 years old. We put the mash bill right on the front because we think that the greatest thing about bourbon is that no one should tell you what it tastes like.
Right.
What we should tell you is what's in it.
The transparency, right?
Absolutely.
That's the big thing right
We'll
now.
and I'm sure you found that as people get to know their bourbon, they know what they like, but they don't know what's in it. What am I tasting? Am I tasting corn? Am I tasting rye? I'd love to know what you think about this.
Oh, very sweet on the nose. A lot of caramels and like a buttered popcorn to me. That's
we can't talk about it without me having some too.
Exactly,
It's
right. You
too
got to have a
good.
pour as well. So you changed today. What do you think the struggles are going to be? Because it's a new brand. Do you anticipate that?
You know, that's a great question. I mean, it's never been easy for a small business. We
Right.
started this with savings. We mortgaged our farm to help do this one.
Wow.
And then our friends jumped in when we ran out of money. And the thing is, it's always, you can look at it as a struggle, but this is what we want to do.
Yeah.
And the cavalry is not coming to save us. You got to show up and you got to get it done. And we've got great people around us helping it to do it. So
Cheers. You guys
everything's
doing great stuff.
possible.
You're also a nurse in the Navy, is that what I heard you say?
I am. I'm in the Navy.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your support. The United States Navy, it's been one of the greatest honors to be able to step forward and raise my hand to serve. I commissioned at the age of 43 because it's never too old to join the Navy and serve your country.
Was that in, did your husband kind of influence that?
A little bit. When
little
he
bit?
got hurt and could no longer serve, I realized that what I really like doing is taking care of men, cranky old men. So I started all over, went back to nursing school, became a nurse, but I really missed serving our country. So one day after an organic chemistry test, I walked into a Navy recruiter's office, signed up, and joined the Navy. So to the United States Navy and to those who serve.
Right back at you. That's awesome. Well, I wish you the best of luck. This is awesome. Love the bottle and bond. I'm a bottle and bond snob, so this is going to be one that I'm going to need to take home today. And as you heard me tell Katie towards the end of the interview, I was not walking away from the festival this weekend without grabbing a bottle of that Larrikin Bottle and Bond, which was about $89.99 before tax. After tax, it was like $95. And it was signed by her husband, Greg, who is one of the owners as well. Can't say enough good things about Katie and Greg over at Larrikin Bourbon Company and all the rest of the fine folks that were running the tent there. Had a lot of great conversation, not just at the booth when I went back for several pours, but also at their after party Friday after their release, because not only did they change their name from Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company, but that Bottle and Bond was a brand new product which they released at the festival as well. Now, this interview did go out to my Patreon members first, so if you wanted to see things like this earlier and before anybody else, don't forget to join the Stormfront and the Patreon members, which you can see right there on the right-hand side of your screen, or hit that join button below, because this video went out to my members on YouTube first and foremost as well. My next video is going to be a bottle review of this Larrikin Bottle and Bond. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss out on that video. We got Larry the Larrikin joining us in that next video as well. If you're a fan of new things, don't forget to smash that like button. And I think you're going to like some of my past bourbon reviews as well as distillery interviews in some of these top right videos that you can check right there on the top right of your screen. I end this video the same way I do every other video. Please drink responsibly, but remember, it is always whiskey weather. We'll see you in that next video.